I found the first message by accident, an echo where there should have been silence. His phone buzzed on the counter while he showered, the screen lighting up with a name I knew too well, David Rowan. My husband's mentor. His role model. The man he insisted had saved his career. But what jolted me wasn't the name. It was the preview beneath it. Last night still feels unreal. I can't stop thinking about you. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My lungs locked, my ribs turned to iron. The kitchen lights suddenly felt too bright, harsh enough to peel back the truth I didn't want to see. Maybe I had read it wrong. Maybe, no, there was no maybe. I knew desire when I saw it. I knew intimacy. And this was a whisper meant for a wife, not a mentor. The shower stopped. My heartbeat tripped over itself. I watched the last droplets slide down the cold glass of the phone screen, distorting the message the way denial distorts reality. I should have put it down. Pretended I'd seen nothing. But the quiet unease that had lived in our house for months finally sharpened. All those late-night strategy sessions, the way my husband, Evan, glowed after dinners with David, how he spoke of him with an admiration that bordered on worship. And how she, my wife, Lena, softened in David's presence in ways she never did for me anymore. The signs had been there, scattered like breadcrumbs I refused to follow. I opened the phone. The thread was short, intimate, unmistakably charged. Lena, I shouldn't have stayed as long as I did. David, I'm glad you did. You needed someone to actually see you. Lena, he trusts you. I feel awful. David, then why didn't you stop? My stomach hollowed out. I felt the sting of betrayal before comprehension fully formed. Footsteps. Evan's voice. Hey, you in here? I locked the screen, my hands trembling. When he stepped into the kitchen, damp towels slung around his waist, he froze. He saw something in my face, panic, maybe, and his eyes sharpened. What happened? For a moment the truth pressed against my teeth, desperate to break free. But something colder, more calculating slid into its place. We need to talk later, I said quietly. His brow furrowed. Is this about work again? Or us? But I couldn't answer. Not yet. Not until I understood how deep this wound went. Lena came home late that night. The wind outside howled through the eaves, rattling the windows like a warning. She slipped in quietly, her steps soft enough to sound guilty. Long night. I kept my tone neutral, too neutral, and she paused, sensing the strain beneath it. David had some new proposals he wanted feedback on, she said, shrugging off her coat. You know how he is. I watched her carefully. The slight flush on her neck. The faint scent of unfamiliar cologne clinging to her hair. The way she avoided my eyes, subtly, but not subtly enough. He texted today. The words dropped between us like a blade. Her body stiffened. What did he say? I didn't give her the message. Instead, I waited, letting silence do the interrogating. Her throat worked. We've gotten close, you know that. He's been helping me with. Helping. My voice cracked like splitting wood. Is that what we're calling it? Her eyes finally met mine, wide, wounded, but beneath the panic, there was something else. Something like resolve. I never meant for it to go that far. So, it did go somewhere. Her breath hitched. That was answer enough. I felt something inside me fracture. Not violently, but with the slow, sickening sound of a foundation giving way after too much strain. Why him? I asked, voice raw. Why my mentor? Why someone I brought into our lives? She closed her eyes. Because he listens. Because he sees me. Because you've been so focused on fixing your own career mess that you stopped noticing anything else. I staggered back, as though struck. So it's my fault. No, she whispered. But it's not just mine either. Her honesty, soft, fragile, agonizing, cut deeper than any lie could have. Before I could speak, my phone buzzed on the counter. Another message from David. I opened it in front of her. We need to talk before he figures everything out. Lena let out a broken sound. Oh God. My pulse thundered. Before I figure everything out? So this wasn't a slip. This was planned. Her silence confirmed it. Then the twist hit, not from Lena, but from the message thread I scrolled upward through in disbelief. There were earlier messages. Not about her.
About me.
My mentor, my trusted guide, had been orchestrating cracks in my marriage for months, feeding doubts, exploiting vulnerabilities, preying on loneliness he helped engineer. And Lena, she hadn't just fallen. She'd been pushed. The betrayal multiplied, spiraling into something monstrous. I stared at her, at the woman I loved but no longer recognized. "He didn't just steal you," I whispered. "He dismantled us from the inside." Her face crumpled under the weight of a truth she had only now begun to grasp. And in that moment of devastating clarity, I realized they hadn't betrayed me together. He had betrayed us both. And tomorrow, when I confronted him, someone's life, career, marriage, or sanity was going to shatter beyond repair.